So over the last few years, I have helped over 600 people start and grow their own Amazon wholesale business. And I'm going to tell you why so many people fail to achieve success in this business, but any business and anything that they try in this video. These are some of the most common things that I've seen. And if you can avoid these things, it will dramatically improve your chances to succeed. But just watch the video from beginning to end, because the last point that I'm going to give you, if you can master that last point, if you can get over that hurdle, nothing else in this video matters. You can still find success if you can just get over that last point, that last obstacle. So let's get into it. So one of the first problems that people run into is that they lack clarity. They know generally where they are, or they know where they are, but they know generally where they want to go, but they don't really have a clear picture of what they're trying to create. And by that, I mean they're not decisive on what path they're going to pursue. So a lot of times, and I've seen this a lot, people will join an Amazon wholesale course, right? But they have already joined a retail arbitrage course, maybe another wholesale course, maybe a private label course, maybe a drop shipping course. Maybe they've a completely different make money online course, and they're just going from path to path to path to path, and there's never any clarity. There is way too much noise in their mind. The noise coming from all of these different opportunities, all of these different shiny objects, and noise is the enemy of clarity. But clarity is king when it comes to success. So if you actually want to succeed, you need to make a decision. Which path am I going to follow? And whatever path you decide, you follow that wholeheartedly. Give it a year. Give it a year with no distractions, no shiny objects, nothing. Just relentless pursuit for an entire year. This will give you massive clarity, but it will also give you this relief because you're getting this weight off of all of the indecision, all of the pressure that you're putting on yourself, all of the FOMO that you feel because you think like, oh, this is the main opportunity right now. Oh, no, maybe it's drop shipping. Oh, maybe it's affiliate marketing. Oh, maybe it's starting a car wash business, whatever it may be. But you put all this extra weight and all this extra stress, and you have all of this extra noise in your brain, in your mind, that is giving you no clarity whatsoever. So if you lack clarity, the chances of you having any sort of success whatsoever is slim to none because you're all over the place. But more going into specifically Amazon wholesale, you made a decision. This is what I want, right? I want to build an Amazon wholesale business. You still need clarity. You know where you are. Maybe you're starting from scratch, or maybe you have a little bit of experience, but you know generally where you are. But you don't know exactly where you want to go. Do you want to make $1,000 a month? Do you want to make $5,000 a month? Do you want to make $10,000 a month? And are you gonna eventually get a brick and mortar? Are you eventually gonna get a warehouse? Are you gonna prep it yourself? Are you gonna do all of these different things? For example, but you want to get clear on where we're going. There's a thing in Stoic philosophy where they talk about you want to plan with the end in mind, right? You want to plan from beginning to end. A lot of times we know, all right, I know I want to follow this path, but we plan 20%. So if we plan 20%, we're going to run into a lot of situations where it's like, I don't know what to do next. You can't plan backwards from the end result to know what you should do every single day if you don't even have any clue what that end result even looks like. So have some clarity on where you're going, what kind of business you want to build, and the path that you're going to follow. And this ties into problem number 2, is that there is no system. So if you know the end result, like for example, let's use a weight loss example. If I know that I want to lose 50 pounds, it doesn't matter if I check the scale every single day. If I am in a calorie deficit, if I am lifting weights, if I am hitting my macros, if I'm sleeping properly, if I'm doing all of those tasks every single day, all of those habits, I know for a fact that I will eventually get to the physique that I want. Why? It's because I have the appropriate leading indicators that will get me to that end result. Leading indicators are just what you do daily that will accumulate over time to give you that end result. But if that end result is so vague or it's non-existent in your mind, I just want to make some money. How could you possibly plan for that? So if you lack that, what's going to end up happening is that you have no system. So in any particular day, you're going to maybe scan some lists. Maybe you're going to reach out to suppliers. Maybe you're going to do some product research. Maybe you're going to do this. You're going to do that. You're going to prep some products yourself. You're going to start looking into Walmart. You're going to start looking into multi-channel, but you're all over the place. There is no system. As opposed to, okay, every single day I have to reach out to 5 suppliers. Every single day I have to scan 5 lists. Every single day I have to do this. And if I do this accumulated over time, I will have reached out to so many suppliers. Will have scanned so many lists so that my chances to succeed and find profitable products and find profitable suppliers will significantly improve. But if you take somebody who's doing that process and you take somebody who's all over the place, at the end of the month, the guy who is jumping all over the place, jumping from task to task to task, is going to be like, well, I didn't make any money. Well, I didn't do this. Well, I couldn't find any products. Well, yeah, of course not. You scanned 3 lists all month. You reached out to 10 suppliers all month. Have a system. Have some clarity on where you're trying to get to. What's your income goal? Work backwards. How many suppliers should I reach out to every single day? How many lists should I scan every single day? How much reverse sourcing should I do? And if you can do that, your chances for success will dramatically improve. All right, number 3, and this is a cancer if you allow this to go into your mind. Negative self-talk, negative beliefs, negative emotions about everything that you're doing. And you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? How many times have you heard or you have thought this to yourself? Oh, there's no suppliers. Oh, it's saturated. Oh, there's no profitable products. Oh, there's no profitable categories. I can't get ungated. I can't do this. I can't do that. All of these things that I can't do. All of these things that are negative. You're just filling your subconscious mind with way too much resistance about what you're trying to accomplish. If in my subconscious mind, because I've said this over and over and over again to myself, or I've seen it online, Amazon is saturated. If I started my process, my whole journey with Amazon in the very beginning with that mentality of Amazon saturated, because believe it or not, when I first started years ago, people were saying the same shit that they're saying today. Amazon saturated. There's no profitable products. There's no profitable suppliers. Nobody wants to work with Amazon sellers. All of these things. If I would have filled my mind with all of those beliefs, it would have been so much harder to continue to show up, to face the rejection over and over again, to continue to try to make things work when I had this belief in the back of my mind that this doesn't work. So it's just an anchor. It's just an anchor that you're kind of trying to pull against, because subconsciously it's like, well, this doesn't fucking work. So you're going to talk yourself out of doing it. You're going to talk yourself out of doing the things that are going to build your business. So you have to be really careful with the way that you talk to yourself, the things that you allow to be like, oh, well, this one guy said that this is saturated, so why am I even wasting my time on this? Or let me try to do a little bit more product research and be like, no, this is saturated. You're shooting yourself in the foot. It will never work if you allow those things to penetrate your mind. Now, number 4 is incredibly important, and it's a big struggle for people. You cannot handle rejection. You're going to get rejected. You're going to get people that say no. You're going to get lists that are unprofitable. You're going to get suppliers that say they don't want to work with you. You might get some suppliers that hang up on you. You're going to get a lot of rejection. Not only in this business, in life, in any business that you pursue, you will get rejection to some degree. And if you can't have enough grit to continue to show up, regardless of the amount of rejection, regardless of the amount of no's that you will get, you're going to have a really hard time making this business or any business work. I have a few people, some of my most successful students came from the world of sales. If you come from the world of sales, you are incredibly comfortable with the word no. People don't want to buy from you, right? People don't want to buy this product. People don't want to buy this or that. They don't want to work with you, whatever it may be. These people are so desensitized to rejection that they always seem to succeed every single time because they have grit. They have desensitized themselves to the rejection monster that they built up in their head. How you do this, how you desensitize yourself to rejection, is by enduring rejection. Rejection is going to happen. It's inevitable. You just have to continue to show up despite the rejection you're going to face and just continue to move forward. It's not no, it's next. But if you continue to tell yourself it's no and it's no forever, you never get to that next supplier, the next opportunity that they might tell you yes. All right, so number 5 is the most important. If you can overcome this, you will make it. You will be successful with 10% of the information. if you can overcome this and you're competing against somebody who suffers with this problem, they can have more money than you, they can have more resources than you, they can have more mentors than you, they can have all of these things, all of the information, 100% of the information and the blueprint and the path. They will not make it work compared to you overcoming this obstacle and only having 10% of the blueprint. Fear and a lack of self-belief. If you're overcome by fear, fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of looking stupid, fear of judgment from people around you, fear of not making it work, this will completely consume you to the point where you are overanalyzing every single thing. You're too scared to make your first purchase. You're too scared to send your first order. You're too scared to reach out to the next supplier. You're too scared to do the next thing that has the potential to get your business going. It's going to lead to a lot of overanalyzing, a lot of overthinking, and it's going to lead to no progress whatsoever. You pair this with a lack of self-belief that you can make this work, and you might as well not even waste your time. When you start thinking all of these negative beliefs that we talked about in step number 3, where no suppliers, no Amazon, no this doesn't work, I can't make this work, it's saturated. Is it really your belief that this doesn't work, or is your belief actually you can't make this work? Because there's a big difference there. So if you lack self-belief and you pair this with being overcome by fear to even go and start doing it, there is no way that you can succeed. Fear will block all genius, and fear will lead to loss every single time. There's no time where fear is going to lead to success, because when you're operating from fear, you're operating from such a low level. You're operating from such a low frequency that your results are all going to be low frequency results, which low frequency results are non-existent results. They're not positive whatsoever. The only results that you're getting are all negative, because that's the place that you're operating. You're operating from scarcity. You're operating from stress. You're operating from anxiety. You're operating from fear. And if you're operating from that place, there is no way that you can make this work. If you can act in spite of fear, despite all of the issues that you're feeling, like, oh fuck, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I'm scared. I'm worried. Or what if I lose my investment? What if this? What if that? If you can act in spite of that and continue to show up, this fear will dissipate. But if you allow fear to control your actions, you are breeding more fear. You're breeding more anxiety, more stress, more overthinking. And then you pair this with the lack of self-belief and you're doomed. You see this a lot when people are going to make their first order. They build it up in their head like, fuck, I'm going to lose all my money. Fuck, the government's going to come and take all my house and all this shit. They start like making this massive deal. Just start with the small order. Just start with the test order. Test it out. Prove the product. Prove that it'll sell. Prove that you can do it. Prove that you can follow the steps. And then make a bigger order. But they turn this problem into this problem. And I'm not saying be reckless. I'm not saying be fearless. I'm saying have the courage to act regardless of all of those things. And if you continue to show up regardless of all of those things that are constantly trying to hold you back, you can actually have some chance to be successful. Hopefully this video brought you some value. This is coming from a perspective of 600 people. And these were the common mistakes that people were making that was causing them to fail time and time and time again. So hopefully you guys made it to the end of the video. Apply what I said. Rewatch this video. If you guys have any questions, leave the comments down below. And I will see you guys in that next video.